Coming up, the University of Iowa is putting a pause on diversity, equity, and inclusion training.
And later, the Board of Regents approves UI President Bruce Harrold's retirement plan. Welcome to DITV Now, your flash update on all the biggest headlines coming out of the Daily Iowan newsroom. I'm your host, Olivia Williams.
And I'm Cole Kraus. The University of Iowa is temporarily stopping training sessions on diversity, equity, and inclusion after a White House executive order was signed to eliminate them. UI is pausing training sessions for 2 weeks to evaluate each department's DEI policies.
We really want to understand and review the comprehensive nature of our DEI trainings on campus. Understand what we're offering as an institution, because we really don't know that or have that on file. We know that various colleges, units are engaged in different types of work. And we want to understand better what's going on campus.
The UI said in a statement that they will continue to do what they can to support the DEI's initiative despite being a government contractor.
If there was a positive in all of this, that it will give us an opportunity to update our database that we have of DEI trainings so that we can maybe more expand some of those offerings across campus.
At the end of the 2-week pause, Tovar and the university departments will reconvene and decide how we can move forward.
The Board of Regents is moving forward with UI President Bruce Harrold's retirement plan. Harrold said he's allowing plenty of time for the transition, so an interim president isn't necessary.
I've been asking a lot of people in the last year, how long does it take to do a typical search? And it's 12 to 18 months is sort of the time frame I've been getting in response.
In a Daily Iowan exclusive interview, Harrold announced his retirement plan last week. He is actively helping in the search for his replacement.
Let's find a great leader who's got wonderful Midwestern values, who understands the importance of teams, and who collaborates really, really well.
Harrold's retirement doesn't have a set date yet, but his current contract is up in 2023. Stay tuned to DITV Now for more on the Board of Regents and the search for a new UI president. Early voting has officially started in Iowa. If you're not sure how to cast your ballot, the Daily Iowan has you covered. If you are not registered to vote, you can do so with your hometown or Iowa City address. To register to vote, you need to have a valid government ID. Your student ID doesn't count because it doesn't have an expiration date. However, the university is providing temporary student IDs with expiration dates on them. Contact the University ID office for more information. To register to vote, use the Iowa Department of Transportation's website. The last day to register in Iowa is October 24th. All of this information, including steps on how to vote in person, are included in the DI Voter Guide on thedailyiowan.com. There, you can also find candidate profiles.
Former UI Provost Montserrat Fuentes is one of the 3 finalists for Kent State's new Senior Vice President and Provost. Along with serving as the UI's Provost, she was previously the Special Assistant to UI President Bruce Harrold. Fuentes is in charge of a team that keeps the university's strategic plan updated and is currently focused on completing her own research. Fuentes will be presenting to the Kent State Search Committee on October 20th. The finalists in the search will address higher education, academic affairs, and the meaning of the role of the provost. Here's what's going on in national news this week. President Trump falsely claimed on Twitter that the flu is more deadly than COVID-19 in recent posts after leaving Walter Reed Hospital. Platforms have removed or flagged the post due to misinformation.
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration wants 2 months to collect data on clinical trials for a possible COVID-19 vaccine. Volunteers are currently receiving the 2nd dose in the trial. This news does not match up with President Trump's promise to have a vaccine by Thanksgiving. Despite this, infectious disease specialist Dr. Anthony Fauci is hopeful about a vaccine for next year.
But I think comfortably around November or December, we'll know whether or not the vaccine is safe and effective. I actually am cautiously optimistic from what I've seen about preliminary data in phase 1 that there's a very good chance we'll have a safe and effective vaccine.
If there isn't a vaccine, social distancing measures could be in place through at least 2021.
One Illinois woman voted in a full hazmat suit. 102-year-old B. Lumpkin hasn't missed a single election since she became eligible to vote, but due to her age, she is at high risk for COVID-19. But that couldn't stop her from making her voice heard. Now that is dedication.
If you're sending in your absentee ballot, this week has the perfect weather for your walk to the post office. Today, we'll see a high of 78 degrees with a low of 46 degrees tonight. The rest of the week looks warm with highs in the upper 70s and lows in the 50s. Thank you for tuning in to DITV Now.
We'll be back tomorrow with the latest from the University of Iowa, Iowa City, and Hawkeye Nation. From Iowa City, I'm Cole Kraus.
And I'm Olivia Williams. Have a great day.